If you listen to music on your morning walk, that's cheating. If you listen to your favorite podcast during your morning road work, that's cheating. If you listen to my righteous daily videos on your morning walk, that's cheating. The thing about walking that I've learned over the last 21 years, I've been pounding the pavement for 21 years. I've been pounding the pavement since I put on 23 pounds of excess weight back when I first joined my dad's insurance agency. I put on 23 pounds in the first 60 days that I worked in the office. I had never worked in a office environment before. I had never ever had a sedentary job. I had been coaching hockey. I always was in the weight room with the guys. I was always on the ice. I was always going for runs. I was always in motion. So for the first time in my life, I was working behind a desk on a computer for 8, 9, 10 hours per day. That plus high carbohydrate breakfasts, lunches, eating out all the time, bachelor lifestyle, drinking lots of beer, 23 pounds in 60 days. That's not easy to do. And then that day I walked into my dad's office and I was dressed, of course, in a suit and tie, and I walked into my dad's office one day and he said, "If you stay at the pace you're at, it won't be long till you're a fat insurance guy like the rest of these guys in this industry." The insurance industry is infamous for out of shape people. I think it comes with the fact that it's a sedentary job for most people, sitting behind a desk for years on end, eating bad foods, drinking too much, not exercising. So after my dad told me that I was well on my way to being a tub of lard, I immediately shifted my lifestyle the next day. I was living in a tiny one-bedroom apartment in Perth. I got up the next day an hour earlier. Instead of just showering and putting on my suit and grabbing a cup of coffee and arriving at the office, I got up 1 hour earlier. I put on my walking shoes, my running shoes, my shorts, t-shirt, sweatshirt, and I literally walked 30 minutes out away from my apartment down towards the hockey arena. When I hit 30 minutes, I turned around and walked back. My first day, 60 minutes. I didn't do any of this. Well, I'm gonna try it for 10 minutes. I'm gonna try it for 5 minutes. I was 23 pounds overweight. I had to take massive action. So from that important day 21 years ago, I have walked 6-7 days a week for the last 2 decades. And I have to say that one of the reasons that I've been able to walk every day for the last 21 years is that I love it. I'm now addicted to walking. Walking is one of my positive vices. If I don't walk, it's like not brushing my teeth. It's an ingrained habit. If I don't walk, I feel sick to my stomach. If I don't walk, I feel physically ill. If I don't walk, I feel guilty or anxious. So I walk. Every day I get up, I splash water on my face, I say my prayers, my gratitude prayer, and then I I go out to the kitchen, I drink 2 glasses of filtered water, and then immediately after that, good morning. Immediately after that, I just walk out that front door. And as you can see, I always wear, and I've been doing this for the last couple of years, which has been a big thing for improving posture, is I wear a 25-pound rucking vest. It's a military rucking vest. Rucking is a military term for carrying loads of weight on your back. And the reason you have the weight on your back is it drives your posture up. It fights the gravitational pull that you have from being on a phone all day, sitting at a desk, sitting at a laptop. You know, most people's posture now, because of technology, is awful. You have curvature of the spine in young children. You have curvature of the spine in teenagers. You have curvature of the spine in adults. It's called text neck. It's called text neck. And it's a real thing. It's from years and years now of bending over, bad posture, looking at your phone, looking at your phone, looking at your phone, sitting at a desk. So walking and rucking is one of the most powerful things, because this rucking vest drives my shoulders back. It makes my head and chin go up. It makes me walk taller, and I can feel it straightening my back. When I started walking is first and foremost physical movement. Walking has fixed my back stiffness, it's fixed my aches, my pains in the morning. So physically, walking has made me feel so much younger. But the rucking vest has really improved my posture. I don't want to be, you know, as I age, I don't want to be like hunched over like these people you see. I don't want to have text neck. I don't want to have rounded shoulders. I want to be a king. I want to stand tall. I want to be 10 feet tall and bulletproof. Well, that's what a rucking vest has done for me over the last 2 years. I highly recommend a 25-pound rucking vest. You can start with 10, but a 25-pound rucking vest, it's improved my ankle strength, my leg strength. Now it's literally now like I'm wearing nothing. I put this rucking vest on every morning, and it's like I'm wearing a light jacket. It's like wearing a light jacket. It was hard in the beginning. It was difficult on purpose. And now it's like if I didn't wear this, I would feel strange. So walking is a big physical. It's the movement you need, right? And I'm not going to run. I'm not going to jog. I did that all half my life. I'm not going to do that. So hard on my knees, so hard on my back. I want nothing to do with running or jogging. So walking is something that I love to do. So I'm going to do it consistently. That's one of the big things. I'm going to do it consistently. I've done it for 21 years. But here's the thing why I say that listening to music, listening to podcasts, even listening to my righteous videos is cheating. This is your solitude time. I believe that the most important part of walking, your daily road work, whether it's 10 minutes, whether it's 30 minutes, whether it's 60 minutes, whether it's 70 minutes like I do. I believe the most important part of walking, and the most important and valuable benefit that you'll get, is the solitude, the time with yourself. You know, you don't fool me. Right now, you have no time to yourself. You have zero solitude. Unless you meditate in the mornings, you have no solitude. From the time you get up, it's go. It's play defense. It's react to this crisis. And then it's noise. Incoming texts, emails, news, politics, children, your wife. It's just noise. Distraction. So now more than ever in history, it's so critical for you as an elite husband, as an elite father, as an elite leader, as an elite businessman. It's more critical than ever that you have a minimum 30 minutes, better 45 minutes of solitude a day. Well, where the hell, Michael, am I going to get 45 minutes of solitude a day? Bingo, on your morning walk. First thing in the morning. If I don't walk first thing in the morning, it's proven. I've tried this. I've tried writing first. I've tried reading first. But the bottom line is, if I don't walk first, it doesn't get done. So I walk first every single day. Today, I'm 72-0 so far in this calendar year. I'm 72-0. That's 72 days. I've got up and put on my shoes and walked for at least 70 minutes. 15,000 steps per day is my goal. 15,000 steps per day. Good morning, man. And that is something that I've done now for 72 straight days. I put a red X up on the Seinfeld calendar, and my next goal is to go 73-0, then 74-0, then 100-0, then 200-0. And my big goal is 365-0, to get up every day and walk first thing for 365 days. I don't give a shit about the weather. I live in Canada half the year. When it's cold, I walk. When it's freezing rain, I walk. Down here in Florida, 100 degrees, I walk. When there's bugs, I walk. When there's ice rain, I walk. When I'm sick, I walk. Last year, I went 365 days straight, shooting at least one video every morning and walking. I did 366 straight days. Feeling good, feeling bad, but the reality is, to be completely candid, is 75% of the time I get up, I don't feel like putting on my shoes. 75% of the time, I don't feel like putting on my shoes and shooting a video. But last year I went 366-0. I never missed a single day. I had the China virus for 3 days where I felt like I was a brutal hangover. I walked all 3 days and shot a video. I've had the flu. I've changed countries. I've had flights to catch. I've been in airports. I've had, weddings, birthdays, Christmas, Thanksgiving. I never missed a single day. No whining, no complaining, and no excuses. That's my personal code of conduct. That's written down on my desk. That's written down on my bathroom mirror. My personal code of conduct. No whining, no complaining, no excuses. Whining leads to complaining. Complaining leads to excuses. And excuses lead to losing. Excuses lead to losing. So I'm 73-0 as of today. And I'll be putting that red, don't break the red chain, up on Jerry Seinfeld marker, up on my calendar at the end of today. Man, that calendar is powerful. Just a simple wall calendar beside my bed with a red Sharpie. And like Jerry Seinfeld said, never break the chain. Never break the red chain. What's your goal, Jerry? Never to break the red chain. What's your goal, Michael? Never to break the red chain. And the red chain is that red X every day. I walk, I get an X. 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 You know how proud I was last year when I pulled down that calendar off the wall and showed that to my daughter? Do you know how proud I was when I pulled that calendar down that was covered in 366 red X's? I never broke the chain. You know what kind of pride I had when I showed that to my wife? That's how a king behaves. That's how a king thinks. They don't talk a good game, they play a good game. A king plays a good game. And those X's were my scoreboard every day. Those were my mini victories. Those were my Michael McLean attaboys. Nobody's gonna cheer me on. Nobody's gonna kick my ass. I need to kick my own ass. And those little red X's every day help me kick my own ass. And then when I do the work, I reward myself with that little red X. Another X, 1-0, 2-0, 10-0, 30-0, 45-0, 90-0, 120-0, 200-0, 365-0. So I believe that solitude is the most important part of walking. Most people, most ordinary people would say, oh, Michael, well, I don't want to walk. I don't want to get out there and walk, because they can't stand being with themselves, right? The reason they listen to music or podcasts or even my videos is they want to be distracted. They're not used to being alone with themselves anymore. You want to know what I think the number one challenge is now for a man in today's society, in today's world? You know what I think is the number one problem? Is men can no longer stand to be alone. A man can no longer stand to be by himself. He can no longer stand to sit and think. He can no longer stand, like Thomas Edison, good morning, said, he can no longer stand and listen to ideas. And if you look around you, the only time that anybody, and I mean anybody, is not on their cell phone or engrossed in social media or news or politics, whatever it is when they're sleeping. And most people don't get enough sleep, right? So this is why they're tired, they're unhappy, they're depressed, they're stressed, they're getting older by the day. They're making themselves mentally and physically ill. They're literally making themselves mentally and physically ill. You know what walking does for you? It heals your brain. It heals your brain. Walking for half an hour or 45 minutes or an hour heals your brain. Well, what do you mean it heals your brain? The solitude, the time alone with no technology. You shouldn't even have your cell phone with you. You shouldn't even have it on your person. The reason I have this broken iPhone is because this is my mission. This is what I do. I shoot videos on my walk. But I'll tell you right now, I have never, ever listened to music in 21 years. I've never listened to a podcast on a walk. I have never checked email. I have never watched videos. I have never texted. I have never, ever put those goofy ear pods in my head. I don't want 5G technology 1 inch from my brain. And it wouldn't be like big tech. Big tech says that when you wear ear pods, they're safe. Don't worry about it, right? I trust big tech, right? They should be trusted, right? Big tech. My God, do the opposite. So I don't do the ear pods. I don't do the videos. I don't do any of that stuff. I walk in solitude. And the only exception is when I'm shooting one of these videos for you. And still, these videos, I still have a good 30 to 45 minutes of solitude every day before or after, because I walk for 70 minutes. So the solitude, that 40 minutes, that 30 minutes, whatever it is, that heals your brain. And also it heals your soul. It's the only time of the day where you're alone with your thoughts. It's the only time of the day where you can think, where you can dream, where you can problem solve, or like my dad says, where you can have a mental brain dump, where you think about all these things you have on your plate, and then you get rid of any toxic thoughts. And then on the second half of your walk, you'll find yourself solution. For years, I've had walks where I start the walk with a problem. I'm worried, I'm anxious about something's stressing me. And by the end of the walk, I've got solutions, and that's solitude. I'm healing my mind, I'm healing my soul, I'm healing my brain. And that's the thing about walking that most people don't understand. Sure, it's physical. You're gonna get a light sweat on, you're gonna get some fresh air, you're gonna be out in the sunshine and the wind and the rain and nature. That's unbelievable. That you don't want to have anything to do with technology when you're out in the sunshine, when you're out in the snow, when you're out in the breeze. You want to be looking at the trees, you want to be looking at the animals, you want to be saying good morning to people. Like if I'm not shooting this video, I'm looking at all the magnificent landscaping around me. I'm saying good morning to people, I'm smiling, I'm feeling my feet on the pavement and the concrete. This is my time. This time doesn't belong to anybody, no employees, no phone, nobody. This is my time. I walk alone and I think. So number one, yes, walking is physical, but number two is the solitude that you get every single day is absolutely priceless. And you need at least 30 to 45 minutes of solitude per day. Don't say that you're suffering from anxiety. Don't say that you're suffering from depression. Don't say that you're stressed or you're worried or you don't have any peace of mind. And then you walk and you got earbuds in, or you're listening to Joe Rogan, or you're texting, or you're emailing. That doesn't work either. Willpower doesn't work. If you have your cell phone on you, then that's just using up your valuable willpower. Instead, use environment and leave the damn thing at home. Get in the habit of leaving the thing at home. The first hour of your day belongs to you. The first hour of your day belongs to you. So why in the world would you give that hour to Joe Rogan? Why would you give that hour to me? Why would you give that hour to texting or whatever's coming in on your phone? This is your Thomas Edison solitude time. This is your time to think deeply. This is your time to listen to ideas. People ask me all the time, they're like, Michael, where do you come up with these incredible ideas, your marketing ideas, your advertising ideas, your writing ideas? Where do you come up with your creative ideas? I said, when I'm walking. And if it doesn't happen when I'm walking, I'll get an aha moment when I'm reading. Those are the only two times in my day that I get the ideas that make millions of dollars. I don't get ideas when I'm checking my email. I don't get any ideas when I'm talking on the phone. I don't get any ideas when I'm working or returning phone calls or texting. None of that stuff. My ideas that move the needle, that inspire people, that sell, that motivate, that all those ideas for my mastermind members, for my newsletter subscribers, they all come when I'm out walking. And the other time they come, like I said, is when I'm reading. When I'm sitting by the pool or at the end of the dock or on the boat with my cup of coffee and I'm reading. So that should tell you something. If you want to be more creative, if you want to have better marketing ideas, advertising ideas, you want a wow promotion, your next great idea will come when you're walking in solitude. Your next great idea will come when you're reading a book. So don't make excuses and say, Michael, I wish I was as creative as you, or I wish I had your ideas, or anything like that. That's not the case at all. The thing is solitude. All that stuff comes when you're quiet, when you're just walking in nature. The other thing too is spiritual. So there's a physical benefit to walking. There's a mental benefit, which I say is solitude, healing your brain, and also spiritual and emotional. Like, this is my time where I listen to my golden gut, I listen to my intuition, and I listen to my creator. And everybody has different beliefs, but this is your time when, your intuition can speak to you. Your golden gut can speak to you. Your creator can speak to you. Why? Because you're being quiet. You're not buried in noise and distraction. This is when my creator has tapped me on the shoulder and said, Michael, you need to do this instead. Michael, you need to serve this group of men. Michael, you need to hire this person. Michael, you need to help and serve this person. Michael, you need to cut this person out of your life. That's what walking has done for me. It's just been this amazing, amazing time with my creator every morning. Solitude and time with my creator. My golden gut always speaks to me. I ask it questions, what should I be doing? What should be my priorities? What should I write about in my newsletter? What should my next video be? Who can I serve? What charity should I support? How can I be a better father? How can I be a better husband? And then I be quiet on my walks, and guess what? My conscious and subconscious answers those questions. And the answers would never ever come if I wasn't silent when I was walking. So there's a huge spiritual component, an opportunity for you to listen, to your creator, to your personal God, to the universe, whatever you believe in. But it ain't going to happen unless you're peaceful and quiet, sitting and listening and walking for ideas. So all the components are there. Like when I start walking in the morning, sometimes I don't feel the best mentally. Sometimes I don't feel motivated or inspired. Most of the time I don't. And then, man, when I'm 10 minutes into my walk, I feel like I'm in second gear. Like I look at those shoes in the morning and 75% of the time I'm like, I don't want to do this. But you know what? That's the difference between winning and losing. Losers look at their shoes and say, I don't feel like doing it, and they don't do it. They're like high school little girls where their emotions rule their day. Like, oh, he doesn't like me, or all this other stuff. Instead, man up, and your principles and values rule you. Your goals rule you. So 75% of the time, I don't want to put on my shoes, I don't want to put on my rucking vest, and I don't want to shoot a video. But I do it anyways, every damn day. And the reason I do it every damn day is I'm not ruled by my feelings. My feels, I don't get all locked up in all that stuff. I'm ruled by my principles, I'm ruled by my mission, I'm ruled by my goals. I have all these things that are pulling me. So I put on my shoes, I put on my rucking vest, and I head out the door. And within 10 minutes, I feel like, man, I'm so glad that I got up and I started moving. Motion creates positive emotion. Motion creates positive emotion. If you're feeling down, or you're feeling in a rut, or you're feeling fatigued, do the opposite of everybody else. Move. Go for a walk. Move your body. Leave the cell phone at home. Shut off the podcast. Shut off the music. You can listen to music when you go to the gym or you lift or all that other stuff. But I'm talking about your daily walk. Your daily morning walk is for you. The first hour of the day belongs to you. It doesn't belong to Tim Cook or to Steve Jobs. It doesn't belong to Mark Zuckerberg. It doesn't belong to big tech. It doesn't belong to the news. It doesn't belong to CNN. It doesn't belong to politics or any of that garbage. Get that toxic trash out of your morning and start the day fresh air, sunshine, snow, wind, rain, nature, fresh air, and walk and listen for your ideas. Give yourself that 30 minutes of solitude. Give yourself that 45 minutes of silence. Cut out the clutter, cut out the distractions, cut out the toxic noise, and walk. It's going to make you feel younger physically. It's going to make you more mentally healthy. It's going to make you closer to your creator. And as terms of solitude, it's going to make you emotionally feel more stable, more happy. You're progressing. You're listening for ideas, and leave the noise at home. Leave the cell phone at home. Leave the noise at home. It'll be there when you get back. You know, the same urgent text will be there. The same, creepy Joe Biden story will be there. The same, to-do list will be there. The same toxic friend will be there. The first hour of the day belongs to you. It doesn't belong to big tech. It belongs to you in solitude. And I'll tell you, it's going to feel funny for the first few times because you're used to being distracted. You're not used to being alone. And most men, if I set a chair at the end of the dock or by the pool or at the boat, and I said, sit there with no distractions, no technology, no books, no pens, nothing, and I made a man sit there for 5 minutes, 99.9% of men couldn't do it. They literally can't be with themselves anymore. Whatever the reason, maybe they don't like themselves, maybe they're addicted to their sadness, they're addicted to their technology, they're addicted to politics, they're addicted to news, they're addicted to social media, they're addicted to dopamine, whatever it is, they can't sit and be with themselves. So the longer you go, if you start, 30 minutes or 15 minutes walk, an hour, you're training yourself. You're training yourself to break those addictions. It's like a mini monk mode for you. Like 30 minutes a day, you're in monk mode. 45 minutes on your walk, you're in monk mode. An hour a day, you're in monk mode. And man, that heals your brain, that heals your soul, and that heals your body. Give yourself that solitude, that monk mode walking every single day. Leave the phone at home. The first hour of the day belongs to you. You'll be a better husband, a better man, a better father, a better entrepreneur, a better CEO. You'll just be a better king. That's it for today. The deadline is coming up this Friday at 12 midnight for my black hat product. You can grab the link below. It only goes on sale once per year. The deadline is Friday. It's blackhatletters.com. It's my 7 years of my newsletters, my back issues of my Renegade newsletters. 7 years of physical paper and ink newsletters. This binder is a 25-pound brick. 7 years of my righteous emails, newsletters. And I'm giving you $1,000 off till this Friday. And you can go to blackhatletters.com and grab yours. I'll throw in one of these badass t-shirts as well. Leanne will throw one of those in for you. But that deadline is coming up. And once Friday midnight, it goes off the market for another year. And the $1,000 discount, it's only $9.97 for 7 years of physical newsletters. And you have a 12-month warranty. Any reason over the next year that you don't love it, it hasn't been useful, it hasn't been what I said, just email Leanne and I'll give you 100% of your money back. And you can keep the brick, you can keep the product. I'm not going to make you mail it back or ship it back. It's a 25-pound brick binder of 7 years of my back marketing, advertising, newsletters for any type of business: hockey business, golf business, retail business, jewelry store business, flooring business, insurance business, life insurance business, pizzeria business, window washing business, you name it. And my tactics and strategies, my black hat tactics and strategies, marketing, advertising, and promotion. My phone scripts are in there. My pizza giveaways are in there. My jewelry store outrageous promotions are in there. How to hire people, employees. All my stuff is in there. The 7 years of backdated newsletters. blackhatletters.com. $1,000 off, only $9.97 until Friday. I'll throw in a t-shirt and you have a full 12-month bumper-to-bumper warranty. Can't get better than that. blackhatletters.com. Kick ass and take names. Kick ass and take names. The first hour of the day belongs to you. Monk mode for you on your walk. Monk mode for you on your walk. 2 words that changed my life, 2 words that'll change yours. Be relentless.